So you want to have the rat dorsal side up, its back side up. And I'm going to go ahead and feel way back here, down below the rat's armpits, and I'm going to make a snip here in the skin. The scissors aren't very sharp. And that's going to open up an opening in the skin, and then I'm going to go all the way up to the rat's nose. And I'm going to peel that back. And you can actually see, it's really interesting because if you go down, you can actually see where the eyes come into the skull from the inside, which is pretty neat. I'm just moving away the muscle, the skin from the muscle like we've done in the past. I'm actually going to cut this back so that it stays flat for me. And the skull is actually see-through. You can kind of see the brain through the skull. It's thin, but it's still hard to cut through. And then all of this is muscle. So I'm going to just kind of slice like this to remove some of the muscle from the top, because I want to be able to get down into the spinal cord too. Oh, I moved it out of view. Sorry, guys. Let me zoom out. So I'm just going to cut that away. And again, I'm moving muscle. This is still muscle here. I don't want to go in too deep because I don't want to cut the spinal cord. But what I can see here, and you guys are going to have to feel for this, is there's the edge right here, the edge of the skull. And I'm going to take the very tip of my scissors and just make a little snip right here at the very base. I have to go around the side here. And it does kind of feel like you're just crunching an eggshell. And then I'm going to use my forceps, and where I snipped, I'm going to try to break that up and away. And I just did a little piece there, and it just snaps. And you don't want to stab your forceps in because you'll break a section. Oh, I already did. I damaged a little bit of the cerebellum there. So I'm at the very base of the brain, and we can see the cerebellum right here. And here's the bottom part of the cerebrum. And now I'm just going to take these little edges of bone, and you can kind of tap to feel where the bone is because it is see-through. So I'm just tapping. I'm like, there it is. Breaking up little pieces. And I'm just going to keep doing that, holding the head and then breaking them away with the forceps. Oh, shoot. There we go. You can start to see that I'm exposing the brain there on the side. I'll just keep doing that and lifting away. So the skull is thin, but it is still pretty hard to break through. You just want to keep removing pieces of the skull all the way up. We're just going to keep going all the way up to the top of the rat's nose here. Let me just identify some spots that we can see already. This is the cerebrum, this is the cerebellum, and underneath where there's muscle here on top is the brain stem. And you'll have to feel down where the spinal column goes down into the vertebrae, and you'll need to break away some of the vertebrae if you want to see the brain stem and the top of the spinal column. All right, and I'm going to let you guys get started with yours.